Hi Equals, it's Kim. And this is a new mini series on my channel that's entitled Everything You Always Wanted to Know, but Really Shouldn't Have Asked. Okay, so my channel, if you haven't been here before and you're new, is about LGBT issues. And lately we've been doing a lot of video directed straight at a straight audience. And this is one too. So I do a lot of presenting to straight folks. There's always LGBT people in the audience usually, but it's geared towards the straight folks in the audience, and I get some weird questions. And it's interesting. We're going to start with just kind of questions about LGB people as couples, particularly when they are in a same-sex relationship. So the distinction here is that straight folks who are truly hostile to LGBT people as couples will ask these kinds of questions out loud in front of a group of people. Straight folks who are not hostile, but are they just dying to know the answer to a question they really shouldn't ask in the first place, kind of wait until after everything's over, and then they come up to me and say, I didn't want to ask this question in front of anyone else, but, okay, it's kind of how it goes. So anyway, years ago, in front of a group of people, so this was a woman who's clearly very hostile to same-sex couples. This was before marriage equality, and we were talking about marriage equality, and she said that marriage for same-sex couples should not ever be passed, because how would she ever know how to address the envelope? I'm not kidding, folks. This was really a question. I actually don't know the answer to this. I'm sure there's a etiquette book out there that will tell you. I find that my wife's family addresses things to her name first, so it would be her name and Kim Welter, my name. My family tends to address the envelope with Kim Welter and my wife's name. It's not overly complicated. I'll bet for like official things like a wedding invitation or something, there might be an etiquette that's been written now. You can look it up. Y'all capable of Googling. Anyway, so that one was clearly using that to express her hostility to the entire concept. But last week I also got this question. This gentleman meant well. He was clearly from an ethnic and religious background that was very conservative. He said that. English was his second language, so it was a little bit hard to understand him. Basically, he had two questions. And so I'm gonna answer these questions for you now, so you don't have to ask anyone else out there in the world, because these are questions you really should not ask. So in his culture, there is a clear power differential between a husband and a wife, with the husband being powerful and the wife not being powerful. So his first question was, in deciding in a same-sex lesbian couple, in deciding who is wife, how does that decision get made? Because where's the power differential is kind of what he was trying to, how do you determine who's powerful, who's not? Same thing in deciding who gets called husband in a same-sex male relationship. Who has the power? How do you decide who has the power, who doesn't? Anyway, I had a small conversation with him in that he needed to disconnect the idea that there is a power differential all the time in a husband and wife situation, that society has, that some societies have decided that there is that power differential, but it doesn't actually have to exist, and that couples can decide that they are completely equal. They can decide that there is a power differential. That's up to the couple. It is not inherently implied by the words. So I call my wife simply because she's female, not because there's some sort of power differential between us. All right. And related to that was his second question, that assuming there's a power differential in a relationship. He was also assuming there is a power differential in the couple's intimate relationship. Fortunately, we'd had the first conversation, so about the time he got the question out, because I kind of looked at him and I said, "Are you asking me how people decide if they're a top or a bottom?" Google it, folks. Anyway, he was like, "Yeah." And then about that time, it hit him that the answer was actually the same as to the first question. That there is nothing implied in who is wife or who is husband as to anything about the nature of somebody's intimate relationship. And that society has put those ideas in his head and in other people's head as well. And that those ideas can be undone. And that a couple, that's private between two people. Everybody's different. Everybody makes their own arrangements. And again, these were questions that really should never have been asked. I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Everything You Always Wanted to Know, but really shouldn't have asked. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit the red subscribe button. If you want to be notified every time I put up a new video, hit the bell. And I hope you have a great week. Bye.